When when I was a little boy, I always wanted to be a pilot. I've always had this love for airplanes. Um, I love throwing airplanes, from commercial aircraft to fighter jets. Now that I'm here in the business of aviation media, which I'm very happy about, I see that there are a lot of people who also want to be pilots. And we are here to answer that question on about becoming a pilot. Like, is it easy to become a pilot? What does it take to become a pilot? Before we start, I am here now at Sky Aero Trade here at the Salem Complex, along Domestic Road, for your pilot supplies, like logbooks, headsets, and aircraft parts. Please do come by Sky Aero Trade, right? So again, right at the Salem Complex, Domestic Road, Pasay City. So okay, time to get into the topic. So okay, we're here to talk about becoming a pilot and what it takes to become a commercial airline pilot actually here in the Philippines especially. And I am here with no other than Captain, who's very influential, who really who became viral at one point. Remember the Captain who greeted and acknowledged his parents on board his flight. Yes, that's no else than Captain Genesis Bernardo,
Hi.
right here, everyone, to answer some questions about becoming a commercial airline pilot. So, Captain Jen, thank you
Hi, Mon.
for being here,
Yes,
and
thank you.
it's an honor to have you
Yes, thank you.
here on this on our show. So, how long have you been flying?
I've started flying in the year 2006,
Mhm.
so it has been like 13 years already.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was a pilot trainee. I started doing the pilot training on that year, and I became a commercial pilot in the year 2010.
Mm.
Yes, and up to now, so I've been working the airline for already 9 years.
And it's been a wonderful 9 flying years.
Oh yeah,
kasi
definitely.
parang dream come true to ata sa'yo,
Yes.
gano'n. Ever since pangarap mo
Oo,
maging pilot
sobrang
talaga.
since I was a kid, talagang pangarap ko maging pilot.
Naging pilot, and now
Yes.
you're here. And by the way, Captain Genesis also has a vlog. What's your vlog?
Actually, I'm just starting to vlog.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later, I'm going to launch my channel too,
Yes.
my YouTube channel. It's under construction as
Yeah,
of the moment,
right. Uh-huh.
and I would like to inspire more pilots, aspiring pilots in the future. Kasi after that viral video that you were saying earlier, I did not expect that there are a lot of young kids and people who would like to become a pilot like me.
Yes.
So I was really inspired since I know how it feels like dreaming to become a pilot.
Yes.
Sobrang nakaka-inspire sila
Uh,
na habang nalalaman ko na ang dami palang kagaya ko.
Yes.
Kagaya mo din.
Of course.
Yeah.
Before we go into becoming a pilot, they say kasi, the aircraft is very computerized nowadays.
Yes.
Like, I understand, like, for the Airbus A320, and, well, also I understand for the Boeing 737,
That's right.
and even the A330s, A350s, 777, 787, the airplane can basically fly itself.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, it's so computerized that, the work of the pilot has gotten less and less. Basically, you just have to focus on systems.
Mhm.
To the point na, pinipilit nyo lang, like headache,
Yeah, that's
speed,
true. That's true,
gano'n,
that's true.
alright? So, considering the advancement in technology, aircraft technology, is it easy now to fly an airplane?
Okay, I would say that right now, as of the moment, flying this high-tech and computerized airplanes are easy to fly.
Yes.
But if you're gonna ask me if flying is easy, I would say it's not really easy to fly because it takes a lot of knowledge and skills before you get into the airline. Basically, lahat ng mga airline pilots ngayon who's flying in the airline has undergone a lot of trainings since they were student pilots, private pilots, until became a commercial pilots. So it takes a lot of discipline, dedication, and hard work for you to get to fly these big jets. Yes, it's easy to fly these jets right now because it's computerized, but if you don't understand the systems, these computers, how they work, so baliwala yung kung gaano sila high-tech.
Yes.
And it takes, like for example, I'm flying the Airbus right now, the Airbus 320. I have experience with other Airbus fleet too. So before you get into this stage, kailangan mong malagpasan muna yung, I would say, mga kailangan and requirements sa training before you can fly. And you can say that it's easy to fly these high-tech airplanes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just a brief rundown, Captain. What does one go through in order to become a commercial airline pilot?
Before you become a commercial airline pilot, of course, like what I said earlier, you have to start as a student pilot first, and then after a certain amount of hours and the ground training and ground schooling and simulators, you can get your private pilot license. And eventually, after gaining a certain amount of hours, because the experience of pilots are based on the flight hours.
Yes.
When you say flight hours, this is the flight time the time that we spend flying the trainer aircrafts. So the regulatory body, which is this Civil Aviation of the Philippines, in our case here in the Philippines, is requiring us a certain amount of hours and training for us to get that license. So we usually start with a student pilot license. After that, we're gonna get the private pilot license, and then the commercial pilot license.
Basically, how long did it take you to get a commercial airline
Took
pilot
me
license?
2 years to get the commercial pilot license, but it depends on of course the school and the weather where you're going to do your training.
Yes.
So weather is a big factor. Yun yung magde-decide kung mahaba ba yung training mo or ikli siya. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng, like for example, you're flying the Cessna. You can fly it kapag bumabagyo or umuulan. So that's not safe. Yeah, of course, that's not safe.
What does it take to become a commercial airline pilot? Like attitude, skills, yung dapat mindset, character, lahat. Yung total. What does it take for a person or an aspirant to really push for this dream?
I would say the biggest factor, in my opinion, is attitude.
Yeah.
I always tell my friends, my brothers, or whoever I'm talking with about aviation, especially I'm sure I have friends who's really interested when we have gatherings. Paano ba maging piloto? Paano mo na-reach ang stage na yan?
Yes.
So I will always tell them that ang pinaka-importante talaga is your attitude towards anything, in anything that we do. Why? Because I believe that skills and knowledge can always be learned. Yung skills, paulit-ulitin mo yan, pag lumilipad ka, kahit anong ginagawa mo, sports, hobbies, habang tumatagal ka ng tumatagal, gumagaling ka dyan eh. Knowledge, you can read the books, when you watch videos, when you watch yung mga documentaries or anything na kailangan mo para matututunan mo yan eh.
Yes.
If you dedicate time and you have to have passion for what you're doing, matututunan mo yan.
Yeah.
But the attitude, especially, I would say, dito sa flying, hindi siya para sa mga mahihina loob. It's physically, mentally, and emotionally challenging. I would say. If you don't have the right attitude towards flying,
Yeah.
it's gonna be challenging.
Mhm.
I would say.
Correct.
So basically, attitude will get to your goal.
Actually, Captain, I've always believed that attitude plays an important role, not only also becoming pilot, but I mean, when I do my interviews for Flyhigh Manila, the aspiring cabin crew, laki rin ng bagay eh.
Yes.
Actually, laki rin ng bagay. Skills, it can all be learned.
Yeah.
Speaking of skills, how important is decision making when you're flying already? Like, how important is the skill of making quick and good decisions when flying?
Okay. Decision making in flying is very important, especially. Okay, I'll give you. I'll just put it this in a simple manner.
Yeah.
Pag nagtatanong sa akin yung friends ko, mahirap ba lumipad?
Mm.
I would say, it depends. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, it takes a knowledge and skills for you to fly the aircraft.
Yeah.
But then, sabi ko sa kanila, this is not like a car.
Mm.
When you're driving a car, if eventually nasiraan ka ng kotse at tumigil yung kotse mo sa gitna ng kalsada, pwede mong itabi. But the aircraft, you can't.
You can.
So you have to decide immediately
Yes.
on what to do if you encounter emergencies or any unusual situations up there. So decision making is really important because you have limited time, especially if like for example you encounter an emergency
Yes.
or any unusual events up there.
Oh, kasi I've been watching also like air crash investigation and documentaries on flying airplanes and all. I noticed that a split second makes a big difference.
Yes, that's
That
right.
you don't make a decision a split second, it can really turn either it can save lives or it can be fatal.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yun nga, one thing in becoming a pilot is you have to really know how to make quick decisions. And not just making decisions, it's making the right decisions.
Yes, the right decision.
The right decisions, because behind every pilot are the lives of more than 100 people. And that's why hindi madali maging pilot talaga. Because you're not only flying an airplane, you have lives on board, which is the primary concern
That's right.
of airlines.
Just safety.
Ngayon, there's this actually question that has been quite bothering me. Well, not really bothering, but you know, I see it asked. I've seen people mention it. I've seen people compare it, talk about it, debate about it, and you know, I mean, for well, I have my own personal side on it, but you know, I mean, it's not for me to because I'm not a pilot. It's not for me
Yes,
to
right.
discuss. But I want to hear it from you, naman. I mean, kind of your personal opinion about it. They say that, I said, the pilots, there's a saying, or there's this thing going around, that the pilots of before are more skilled than the pilots of today. That's what, it's not coming from me, it's coming from, you know, from other people, you know, I mean, lalo na yung mga hardcore, like, minsan may nakikitang picture ng DC-10.
Alright.
DC-10. Tapos ang sinasabi ng mga comments doon, like, those people who flew it are real pilots. But those things. What can you say about this thing people are saying about, you know, mas skilled daw ang pilot dati kaysa sa ngayon?
Okay, I've been in the industry for the past, I would say, like what I said earlier, 13 years, 14 years. And before I became a captain, I flew with, of course, my seniors, the old school senior pilots who's been flying this old planes. If you were like telling me DC-9s, the turboprops, maybe Fokker, what else? The shorts, and
DC-3.
Yes, DC-3, and it's really interesting and wonderful every time I fly with this cast. So when I was still a first officer and second officer, when they were telling me their experiences with these airplanes. Now, hands down, yung mga senior pilots, I would say, based sa story nila, and I could just imagine kung nung wala pang masyadong technology yung mga aircraft natin, sobrang mano-mano lumipad, di ba? So it's like yung habang nagko-compute sila, nagde-descend or while they're flying the aircraft, kailangan talaga continuously nag-iisip ka nung kung paano gagawin mo si aircraft. Unlike today, that in a snap of finger, you push the button, it's gonna do whatever you want.
Yes.
In my opinion, you were saying if they are more skillful or not.
Yeah.
So like what I said, hands down to the senior captains, to the
Yes.
senior pilots na lumilipad na manual flying before. But as of the moment, I would say adapting to the technology is also needed.
Yes.
And it's equally as important, the skills are as equally important as the knowledge. Because regardless if you're very skillful in flying, which all pilots, from the student pilot, private pilot to commercial, we flew this manual planes.
Yes,
the
the
Cessnas.
Cessna.
So you won't be able to get those licenses if you don't have the skill.
Yes.
Now, I would say before the pilots were more exposed to manual flying, and like any other skill, kapag lagi mong ginagawa, of course you're gonna get better and better.
Yes.
As each and every time you fly the plane manually, pagaling ka ng pagaling saan. Like for example, you're doing swimming, you're doing basketball, you're doing like this, your interview.
Yes.
As you do a lot of practice and exposure, you get better in whatever you do. Flying these airplanes right now, the high-tech airplanes, the computerized airplanes, you should have equally, you should have both skills and knowledge to fly this.
Yes.
So, in my opinion, hindi sapat yung magaling ka lumipad. Kasi if you don't understand the computers, it's also dangerous.
Yes.
Diba? So, ikaw yung ililipad ng eroplano, hindi ikaw yung lilipad sa eroplano.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can always revert to manual flying, but of course, that's the reason why pilots are undergoing this rigid training for them to understand and fly this high-tech aircraft. And at the same time, with the new pilots that I'm flying right now, those who came from, mga newbies, mga galing student pilots, commercial pilots, and mga first timers sa airline. Syempre, like ako, may pamangkin ako, ang galing sa tech, sa mga sa mga gadgets and everything. And that's the trend right now because they were born in the computer age.
The computer age.
So medyo mabilis silang mag-adapt sa mga computers.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they understand the system. Hindi rin sila marunong lumipad.
Yes.
Okay? So, kaya ang sabi, just like what I told you earlier, kailangan it's a combination of skills and knowledge for us to fly the aircraft safely.
Yes.
Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, actually. I've also believed that, first of all, I mean, computers are also basically man-made objects and they're not perfect. So if they bug down, it's your airmanship skills that goes to work.
Right.
And I've also realized that these manufacturing companies, Boeing, Airbus, Embraer, Bombardier, and all, they're making things computerized at least to make the work of the pilot, to lessen siguro the work of the
yes,
pilot.
to lessen the workload
Yes,
of the pilots. That's
and
right.
in a way, it helps declutter the pilot's minds.
That's right.
That like, let's say in the event of an emergency, like some computer bug down, the pilot's not really that super mentally drained or tired or something. I mean, I understand it's also there for safety reasons,
That's
also
right.
for
Yeah.
safety, and that's why I believe that flying right now, the aviation industry is safer than ever. Because of all the advancements manufacturers are doing on aircrafts, skills of the pilots, training. I mean, as what you mentioned, you still had to fly the manual aircraft like Cessnas and all before, so you have best of both worlds.
Yes.
Actually.
And just to add to what you said, flying the airplanes, the high-tech airplanes right now it should be man and machines. Right? The safety that the machines that's giving us, the technology, we should work on maximizing and optimizing whatever this planes can give us.
Yes.
At the same time, we have to understand how this works, how this machine works, and the computers. So we also have to be skillful. Like in the Airbus, if things doesn't go the way we expected it, we have to take over, and that is the time that the skills will
Come into play.
yes will come into play.
Yeah.
And for those people who like who's watching this, especially those passengers, just for them, just to share to them, all the airline pilots are being trained like every 6 months at least, and we're getting trainings from the simulator. It's like the mock-up.
Yes.
Dun kami pinapasok para siyang totoong eroplano, and it's a controlled environment because not every day we encounter emergency situations. So every 6 months we go to the simulator for a recurrent, and this is the time that we get exposed to different scenarios. Emergencies. Kasi this is the time na pwedeng ma-refresh kami na okay, pag itong situation na ito nangyari sa amin, dito na papasok yung skills, yung flying skills, manual flying, and I would say, okay, so it's not like before that you have to fly the airplane from takeoff to landing. And kaya na sinabi mo, we have to take advantage of the technology right now, which makes our flights safer. I'm sure you're aware that as per the statistics, the safety of flying is going to almost like less than zero, and close to perfect. But of course, it's not going to be perfect. But it's becoming safer and safer as the technology improves.
Yes. So, Captain, as a last question, what are your tips and advice to all our aspiring pilots, or those anyone who wants to be successful in this in this beautiful industry of aviation, especially those who want to be pilots?
Okay. This I always tell those people who ask me, especially if they're like telling me, "Hey Jen, I want to become a pilot." Number one advice: you have to want it badly.
Want it badly.
Yes, you have to want it badly.
Want it badly.
Yes, because if you want it badly, everything will follow.
Correct.
Yes. Like in anything, in any field, kahit naman sa industry, kung talagang gusto mo, if you have passion, if your desire is just really high for you to get that dream, regardless, if you want it badly, you're gonna get it.
Correct.
Walang magiging hindrance sa'yo, regardless if it's financial, skill, knowledge. Skills can be practiced, knowledge can be learned. Magagawa mo ng paraan.
Yes.
So my advice, want it badly. To those aspiring pilots or who's already flying as student pilots or private pilots, and those people who wants to be in the airline, I always say to them, I always advise for you to focus and have a good attitude. Attitude plays a big role in the airline. And I'm sure Mon here, that's why he's doing this interview, inspiring cabin crew, all the aspiring cabin crews. Ang sasabihin lang lagi yan, if you have the right attitude towards anything, you're gonna get your goal.
Correct.
So everything will follow if you have a good attitude, focus, discipline, determination will be there. So bottom line, attitude talaga ang kailangan mo, regardless kung anong stage ka, kung nasang stage ka na.
All right. Thank you so much, Captain, for this, for being our guest for today.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure you're able to, advise and inspire many of our followers right now. Do you have how can they, let's say they have questions, how can they get in touch with you?
So for the moment, I'm still working, as I told you, I'm still working on my YouTube channel. I hope it's gonna be out by next month or by January. So you can get in touch with me through my YouTube channel or through Facebook. My Facebook account is open to everyone, and you can keep in touch and ask questions regarding aviation.
Alright. So if you have any questions, please do feel free to ask Captain Genesis, particularly if you want to get into the field and if you're inspired by by his talk, by his answers, and you have more questions and all, please do ask Captain Genesis. He'd be so happy to answer them.
That's right. And okay lang
Yeah.
I'm planning to have to host an event maybe by next month or by the first quarter of next year to all those aspiring pilots. I'm gonna tell you the venue and the where it's going to be held, and I'm gonna answer all the questions that you were asking me as much as I can, and I'll be happy to answer them personally. So it's gonna be for free.
Yes.
And I hope makapunta sila dun sa event na yun. But as of the moment, I'm not yet sure because it's gonna be limited slots only. So I hope those people who's watching this, you'll be able to come on that event. And sana makapunta ka.
Yeah, of course, definitely. I'll be there to support. Also, Air Traveler PH will be there to support.
Yeah.
And yeah, Captain, it was really an honor to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
Especially that you're very inspirational, and right now people really follows you.
Yeah.
And I hope that you all learned from this talk. We have more and more shows like this here on our YouTube channel, Air Traveler PH. Please do subscribe to our channel right there. Please hit the subscribe button. Alright. And for all those aspiring to be flight attendants, please do also visit Flyhigh Manila TV. It's also our YouTube channel under Twitch Media. So thank you again so much, Cap, and it's an honor to have you. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you till the next show. Bye everyone.
Bye.